Welcome back, guys, to the nunnery game. I like saying it like that because I don't know, it just flows off the tongue well, like I said before. Nunnery, you know? Anyway, Seven is remembering that he's a detective, I suspect here. Hongo, Kabuto, Nijisaki Mashishido, Cradle Pharmaceuticals nunnery project. Shit. What? What's wrong? Holy shit, this is nuts. What's nuts? I remember. Remember what? Everything. Everything? Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched. What? Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo. From the right, the three others are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kabuto. Musashido was the man with the cash, Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man, and Kabuto developed the actual technical details of the experiments. How do you know all this? Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back. No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place before you forgot it. You really want to know? Of course. Me too! It's gonna take a while. It'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything. Well, we don't have 3 days. Just give us the short version, alright? Short version, huh? Alright, fine, I'll give it shot. No promises, though. I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type. I hold to my own code, and I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told. That's why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me down to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. They'd all had one thing in common, a history of visits to one particular hospital. I hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. And my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this. Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore. So I headed to the wharf. From the shadows, I searched the harbour until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. The bags, there was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it, there were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realised it. I came out hiding with my gun already in my hand. Don't move. I felt metal touch the back of my head. Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it too. Just tie an anchor to your feet and no one would find you for a week. That was what you want? The fishy would love a meal. He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. Ugh. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle. A drug? That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on an hard floor. Damn it, shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once over of the room. Where am I? A small shabby bed, a dirty sink. A toilet with no privacy. I've seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Is this the same as before or not? No, it's not. Facing the toilet was a door set in the wall. I was still woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but it won't open. Not like I expected much else. He'd be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up, made my way back to the bed and sat down. I sat there for a very long time, who knows how long. Then I heard a faint voice. Over, it's 9. The voice was far away, I couldn't understand what it was saying. But I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. No, it was several. Oh yeah, 5 or 6, maybe more. Where were they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left, it's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. We know there's a secret door under the bed because we found that already in the previous playthrough. And there it was. The bed had hidden over an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it from my gut this is where those voices were coming from. Hold up, why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into me head. Tonight, we know that, so that we know this bit already. Whoa, am I on that ship? It didn't matter, all I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then I was severely constipated, judging by that picture. How'd you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside. The first bit or so was tight. I had to wriggle on my belly. It widened up eventually, and there was a space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door just been slammed shut. Then there was a voice. Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator in was bad news. And almost as it was a cue, I heard a mess of young sounding voices. No! Help me! A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror, and all the sounds together made an owl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it, what the hell's going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open and almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room with a dome up top, there'd been 9 walls all the same size. Up in the ceiling was an upside down funnel. So this is the incinerator where Snake and Ace died in the previous ending. So there's a secret entrance into the incinerator that presumably we're going to need to use later on to escape the incinerator, I'm going to say. Almost like a chimney. I looked down. And there is Santa by the looks of things. There they were, the kids I've been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent for the moment from surprise and fear. Scared of the Roman or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Nor I blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself, then turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the only good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform. That is definitely Santa. Who the hell are you? He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got their words out. How are you going to help us? Where's the exit? There isn't one. The doors we came in through weren't open. And the door over there... He kind of cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind. Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're going to be burned to death. Okay, so they got to the 9th door, presumably with not enough people to get through the 9th door, and as a result, some of them are going to die. And they didn't want to leave people behind. Burned to death? Can't you hear it? The voice said the incinerator's going to start up soon. So? The voice spoke again. Incineration will begin in 15 minutes. They only have 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. It was like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way could I pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I going to do? But I got an idea. Wait right here. I'm going to be right back. What? Where is he going? Are you just going to leave us here? They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, alright? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. As fast as the guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of here, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I drove back to the owl and took off toward the incinerator. Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done. Alright, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time. Right. Oh, wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you than before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered. I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left. What, are you telling me they opened that door? That's what I said. Then what the hell are you doing here? You couldn't go with them. Why not? Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door... It was in the middle of explaining when... Incineration will begin in 5 minutes. The wall shook a bit from the voice bouncing around. Look, that can wait, alright? Just get us out of here. Right. I grabbed onto the rope. The first one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after that, said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked back at the door. It had a fixed square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in. God damn it, what's going on here? Why is this room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids? I'm assuming this is Ace, but I'm not sure. The door opened and the man stepped in, looking half mad with fury. I recognised his face. I've seen him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gentaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the ball hanging from the rope. It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry! I know! The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope. You son of a bitch, get back here, little shit! 15, 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me. What? Ungo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face and he was wearing a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving the furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor. You fucking bastards! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment! Experiment? What experiment? Incineration will begin in 1 minute. Hey old man, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up! The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging arsehole's face before I closed the door behind me. No point going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Everyone nodded and took the turn sliding down it. The duct emptied out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door, but the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes and a device next to it on the wall. A plate on it read incinerator. Incinerator? Okay, so you can bypass the final door. For the record. Yeah, that's where we were. It was a girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like he's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there?
Yeah, that's not good.
That meant we're better. We've got to get out of here. Go to the other door. Hurry. The kids started running. I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run. Didn't need to tell them twice. We went up and up and up. Our feet pounded the steps, our arms pumping fast. We went round and round and round like the devil was on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke. Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us. Akane? My kid's sister, the girl with the red necktie. So is Santa Akane's brother? I'm assuming. Akane? Akane, that's strange. I don't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids. Hey, Akane! He cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled. Nobody answered him. Maybe we outran her. The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too, and so did the other two kids. When did we do that? We passed a couple of big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them? No, that's impossible. Sorry, Grandpa, you gotta keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs. He turned to go. Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait! I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck. It's spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail. I'm going after him. You two keep going, alright? You got it? The girl nodded and ran up the stairs, but the boy... I'm going with you. I didn't have time to argue. I snorted and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. We ran away to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found. God damn it, where the hell did she go? I couldn't tell. The kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
Help me, somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice. Akane! The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were going to see. That bastard Ongo had taken Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator. That is, that's June. What the fuck is going on? Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to. Let me go. Please let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away, but Ongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't going to win. Akane! Her brother roared with anger and charged towards Ongo.
Help me.
Ha, you're too late, idiot! That's the wrong voice. Ongo lifted Akane's body into the air and threw her, still fighting him into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Ongo leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside. And then the door slammed shut. We ran into the door. Is that Snake as well? The other boy is Snake. The other boy is Snake. Holy shit. So this is Snake, Santa, and Akane, who were all involved in the experiment. And Clover was involved, but she was in Nevada. And Seven was there. I'm guessing Lotus was the mother of one of the children. Why the fuck is Junpei here? Why the fuck is Junpei here? Who else does that not cover? I think that covers everyone, right? We did everything we could to think of to get the thing open, but... Fuck, it's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch! We started slamming his fist against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it. Akane, you alright? You came back. Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it. What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here. Where's Ongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang out, right? We're gonna have to figure out a way to save you. His words would seem like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then. Fuck.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes. Please, help me. I'm really, really scared. I don't want to die. Please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out, I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise! It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white. What happened then? Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that? Then, yeah. Shit, if I'd known it was going to be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Are you sure?
Yeah? Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if they could just tell me, did that girl at Kanye really... Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we had something burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen, the boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped up his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering. In the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then... Can I ask you one more thing? What's that? The girl, Akane. What was her last name? What does it matter to you? Just tell me, okay, please? Kurashiki? Her name was Akane Kurashiki. You were there that day, weren't you? Talking in the jacket, that was you, wasn't it? Yes, it was. You're correct, detective. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago. So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right? Of course not. Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on, do you think I'd be working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot, I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I guess I believe you. Alright, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't, did you?
Well, yes, I knew Aoi Kurashiki was a brother, but I didn't know he was Santa, at least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. Such I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi. Where'd you figure it out? Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling. Santa is Aoi. Akane Kurashiki, June's brother? There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like a lot. But there's one thing I think we can say we know. What's that? The body we found in the shower room? It had to be Nijisaki dressed up to look like Snake. What? Come on, man. What kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already? Hey, go easy, man. Just bring my memory back, alright? Cut me some slack. Well, if it is, the 3 murders make sense, don't they? That's right. Murder, Kabuto blew himself up, but that was a murder too. So where did the murders take place? If Junpei is correct and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the nunnery project. Kabuto, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Majisido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa Zero is getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone. If I'm right, this is not going to be hard to figure out who the next victim's going to be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you. Yes.
Yep.
Right. The next target will be Gentaru Hongo.
The person who planned the nunnery project.
In other words, Ace. This is so fucking exciting. What? Well, what the hell's going on here? It must be 6 AM, our time is up. Shit. Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go. Right, we got keycard 0. Very quickly, gonna drop a save, because that was a long, fucking lengthy fucking section of dialogue. No. Right, swipe this card. There we go. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Junpei, look! It's unlocked!
Yeah, now we can get back to the library. Hurry up, Junpei, we don't have time. Let's go. There we go.
I found it! Yeah! Go me!
I think it stopped shaking. It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger. Yeah, right, let's hurry. The exit needs a Uranus card too. Hey, Junpei. Yeah, I know. Alright, it's open, let's go. Okay, Neptune key. Let's see if you work. Yeah, I think it unlocked. It says incinerator. So this is the incinerator. That's the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so. Then there ought to be a lever next to the door. Yeah, right here. Pull that and the door should open. Got it. We're gonna have a showdown in here, surely. This is gonna be like a fucking... absolute fucking showdown. Let's go. What the hell's going on? What's wrong? Are you okay?
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here, so glad.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted, I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes, I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
Santa? Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere? Hey, don't have it! I got sucker punched and then they took the gun. What? Who took it? What, isn't that obvious? I took the gun. So it's the same repeat as before here. The same repeat as before. Oh, shit! Sorry about that, guys. Had to go buy a break. Lotus is at gunpoint again. Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. You have me at a disadvantage, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain? The pain of prosopagnosia, right? Another irritating insect. And how do you know that, huh? Good question. No matter, if you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go. First is 1. Give me your hand. 8. And with this. 9. The 9th man, Kabuto's bracelet. I believe I won this game. I've had quite a time playing with you on Mustang Zero, I suppose. Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is? I'm not sure Santa is Zero. What the hell are you planning, Santa? At any rate, the game ends now. I will escape and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait. Because it's the wrong bracelet. What? What? Why isn't it opening? One more time. Now open. What is this? Why? The digital root should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why isn't it opening? Because the 9th man's bracelet isn't 9? Now. Yeah!
That was a close. Too close. Thank you, 7.
Don't mention it. Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I'll rip him to pieces. But if our suspect can't talk, then ain't much good. Once he's locked up in the cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago.
You must be, yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ace, you killed Kabuto, Nijisaki, and Mitsushido, didn't you?
Wait, Nijisaki? Alright, you don't know yet. Alright, we'll go through them in order, then. Let's start with Kabuto. Can't even say his name right, it's Kubota? You talked to Kabuto and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making him look like you killed him. The way I figured, you had 4 motives. In the honorary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever has the 9 bracelet could join whoever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital root, which means the number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2, you wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it to murder Nijisaki. 3, even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past, he knew what happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4, But last and perhaps most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kabuto. I can't say it. Kubota, but he was the only first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Red, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't recognize it was Nijisaki. Chiefly because when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake. No, that's not. That was Nijisaki? Why, how did... I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remember him because he was the blind kid. But his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kabuto bracelet. You just waved it in front of the Red, verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it into the scanner pad. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door was closed. And then 81 seconds passed, and poor Nijisaki was dead. Then you meant to say Snake is still alive? Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much. Well, I wouldn't blame you. Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said? Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? I handed it to you and you left the room. You've been in charge of the nonary project. Of course you wouldn't know the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up the axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took. Then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened. There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It'd been a good way... It wasn't a very good plan. It had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You might have been desperate, but what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace? Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it, but why? Because of this? What's with the paper? Just read it. Let's see. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. Prepare a camera at the captain's quarters. The images captured by the camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look at the camera and repent. Once you've confessed everything, I'll release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I've left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. Zero. When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got it to it first. The sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice. You meant to kill him from the beginning then, Musashido, I mean. I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him and he answered. He seemed groggy, perhaps he had only been still woken from sedation. Suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disorientated when I encountered him. But yes, you were correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness. I guess you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated. So it would seem. I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. The Jisarki as well. In retrospect, I can understand how I could fall in for such a simple trap. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap, and I fell for it hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do. Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why the nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa? Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any... Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess that's all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the nonary game this time around was Zero. And Zero's you. Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out, so did Snake over there. But there's one thing. No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero. What? Wait, what? Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders. Then if you're not Zero, who is? Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you said, all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's not why this nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the nonary game. To save someone. Save someone? Right. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane. What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw... What? What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki? My head, it feels like it's gonna pop. 7, what the hell is going on? I don't know. I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode. What was the nonary project? I'm sure you already know, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For 2 organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were 2 separate locations. One was a gigantic, the other one was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of the identical ones on the gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the gigantic. Each sibling a pair was supposed to split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q, however. For some reason, she was placed on the gigantic with the receivers like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the gigantic. I think I told you enough. You got it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei. Where is it going? Don't play dumb. You know the things you shouldn't, things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kabuta and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it? Well, that's... He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in 2 like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom from a single stream into 2 branches. It only flows in one direction. It can never be flown backwards. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future but never flows backwards. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about these downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set or pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter of the alphabet. But I'm also 0. And that's not true, I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0? 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. What? The fuck? Where did she go? June, no, Akane. Where did you go?
Santa?
Where's Clover? Oh, shit. Freeze! Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. It's like he's turned the tables on Ace, though. Wonder how he likes having a gun in his head. Get up! Sure isn't about to take the gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going to the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but... Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing? You can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking? Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true. That's it? That's all he's going to give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. It seems he's going to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if the door still opens. Damn, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon. You mean that we're trapped? So it would seem. What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what? Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
No, you can't be serious. Oh, but he is shit. We got to do something.
Maybe we can still get out through door 9. There's the red. You're right, we can do this. It's just gotta... It's not gonna work, there's no way. There's 5 of us, can't open this door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 26. 2 equals 8. Is there any combination that'll work?
Jumpy, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Sure, why not? I don't think I'm gonna need them, but... Ever again. She certainly looks purposeful. Looks like she's writing equations, a lot of them. She doesn't look very happy. Wouldn't he be ripping pages out like that? Jeez. What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that. Alright, at least 7 got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see. Two plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 equals 18. That's it. There's no other way? Looks like she's figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel.
It's okay. Go. Lightus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot! Where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did. Without, if you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright? For a cop, he sure doesn't have much confidence.
I'm bad?
Yeah. If there wasn't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
7.
He's right, I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry. That being said, however, I doubt we'd be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Why?
I just remember what happened to Ace. I couldn't see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier at the red.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because the bracelet isn't really the right one. Why? We already know that. And just to see, why don't we give it a shot? Give it a shot? Yes, that's what I said. Why is this door not opening?
You were right.
And I opened him. But it did open 9 years ago. The jitter root was 9 then, I'm sure of it. You think maybe they changed the settings? Perhaps. Shit. We can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are too high, there's no way in hell we could get at the hole 7 popped out 9 years ago. We can do a stand here instead of the door with a 9 on it. I guess this is it. This is the end. Oh, please don't end the game here. Arcane vision. I'm so confused right now.
I was watching. I'd watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. He said it with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. It was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship we were on. I have no idea what's happening, by the way, guys. Like, no idea. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonance event melted into him and became one inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind 9 years ago. In the future? What the fuck? But I didn't lose myself. I was living in two realities at once. One was the present, the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as two movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me.
So she was connected with Junpei in the future in the past? I don't like this explanation.
Come on over here, that was my brother Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age. Come on, hurry up. We ran down a long straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys were in a fist fight. A girl was watching them and began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It's been 2 hours since the nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. Just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years ago I would call him a snake. Hello everyone, could you come over here for a moment? He was older than most of us and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down and we gathered around him. I have a little sister. She's very important to me. Right now she's in Building Q and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover and today is her 9th birthday. As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers. I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I've already told you, but I'm blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 a very specific plant is... It's difficult.
Is that Lotus there, by the way? That looks like Lotus. Must be Lotus's kid, I'm guessing.
But my sister means a great deal to me, and I hoped that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off the ship, do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. We can take all 3 of those things to heart, and I promise that all good luck will come our way. Did you know these leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand then, I want you to each have one of these. They're a promise between friends. He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say. Now don't ever forget, as long as you have the will, we'll always be connected, do you understand? When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with the number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them. We found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, the room had another 9 door, but this time it was only one... With only one door, that meant only 5 people could escape. What are we going to do? There aren't any other doors. We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already.
Same shit went down.
What's happening? What did that thing say? That thing didn't sound good. My brother Aoi swallowed hard and answered. I think it means this room is going to burn. Burn? The plaque on the door said incinerator, and that voice means the incineration's about to start, and incinerate means to burn. Help me! Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes was filled with despair. Then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective, I'm here to rescue you. The rest happened just like that 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down into the hall. Came out the other side of door 9. On the wall opposite the door was a set of double doors. We went through these and began to run up the spiral stairs. As I ran, I led the way.
Behind me were Nona, my brother Owie, Snake, and Seven. The other children were ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upwards like a tornado. Eventually I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced on my shoulder from time to time to see if he'd caught up. That was when I realised. Where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present? I knew I had it with me when we passed through the vent. Had I dropped it as we slid out? What the fuck? I had to go back, I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think, I moved. I ran to the central hall, the one that connected to the other areas of the ship. So she was aware of this happening into the future because her psychic link was with Junpei 9 years in the future. I hid in the shadows and moments later I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down. Finally I reached the bottom deck. I ran into the hallway and looked around frantically. There it is. It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs in freedom... The door to the incinerator opened and the man stepped out. It was Hongo. Kentaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Ace. How wonderful to see you decided to come back. His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if something had simply pulled the corners up of his mouth. Come with me, we must continue the experiment. I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. I spun round and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist. I said, come with me. There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could. No, stop, let go of me, let go. I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo. Stop struggling, goddammit. Do as I tell you. He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed. Help me, somebody help me. Then suddenly, the door to the stairs flew open and my brother Owie burst out of it. Behind me came Seven and Snake. Akane, he cried my name again as I leapt toward Hongo. You came back, I cried out. But then, you're too late, idiot. Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked toward the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between me, but behind him I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo. With a cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there would be an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen and tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I was nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later... the 2 other doors slid shut as well. There's another exit. Finally I could hear someone pounding the door behind me. I turned around and ran to the door with the 9. Akane, you okay? I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice. Help me. My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room. What should I do? I'm trapped in here. Where's Hongo? He went out the other door. What? Then it started again. The incinerator. Incineration will begin in... and that says Junpei vision. 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator. This is happening now with us. Holy shit, man. I was going to say, but there is one hell of a creepy voice. I knew it. It's starting. Santa started the incinerator. Fuck, man. I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years. What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years. Then, and when it's not 9 years, something that you're talking about what? It's 9 years this and 9 years that. And when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments? You aren't making any sense. I'm sorry, ladies, we really don't have time to explain right now. I promise to tell you everything once we get out of here. But... incineration will begin in 17 minutes. You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn! What kind of an idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means. Well... God damn it. Okay, fine! I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me, Seven. Figure this out. What? Why me? Just shut the hell up and stop this thing. Ariel! There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button. And there isn't anything like that. How the hell do you know? Because I looked for it 9 years ago. Yeah, Lex isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving. What the fuck? What else can I say about it, but... What the hell is that? It's a puzzle. It's going to be a puzzle. What is that? What else could I say? This is Arcane now in the past. The floor opened and the machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some kind. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off even as more took their place and forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me, from the glass drenched in tears. Okay, so it's just fucking intense. All I could see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives me home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. I wish I knew this thing would shut up. 15 minutes. Alright, back to this thing. It's only showing up now, it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Hey, move. We're all tense there, that doesn't mean you can just shove people around. Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. This is bad, this is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it? Sure, I'll just push buttons that'll... There we go. At least it's on now. I'm gonna drop a save here, guys, so I suspect this is gonna be yet another puzzle. A final puzzle. Presumably. No.
What is this?
What's up? It's a Sudoku, right? This is some sort of puzzle. It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. The numbers... that's not Sudoku, though, right? It's 3x3 Sudoku, yeah? Right? Anyway, the numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think if we solve this puzzle,
the incineration will stop, yeah? Will we all hope, right? I'm not sure. Alright, puzzle, how do you work? Goddamn voice again. Just fucking hurry up! Shit, 30 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was going to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice. Hey, what are you doing? It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window, the entire door was a face, a frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long have you been watching me? Oh, don't know what to do? He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled. It's simple, really, but I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine. His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears. You're a terrible person, I hate you. Oh my, how could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see, I've even left you a way out. A way out? Didn't you hear me? What you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that and you can stop the incinerator. What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all over again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're going to throw me back in there, I might as well just die now. My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I've told you I'm a fair man. If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will turn active. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape. The verification function of the red? Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he'd scanned 2 bracelets into the red. So do you remember? Right now, there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number? I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 9. I ran to the door with a 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel. You really aren't one for listening, are you? I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room. I already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you? Why are you doing this? You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by monkeys. Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle. I can't. I don't know how. Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenic field and find the solution. I can't. Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's going to be quite hot in there in a few minutes. I imagine it will be very painful. His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it. Incineration will begin in 10 minutes. Great. I was crying. Great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fears pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor. I just can't. There's no way I can't figure this out. Okay, so I get it. If we connect with Akane in the past, it will save Akane's life in the past as well as ours if we both escape. What was I going to do? I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts. All I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were hitting and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot, so hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if I would be pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed. Help me, Jumpy. Help me. Help me. Help me. And that's why that's why Santa has locked us in here, because he wants us to save his sister by resetting the past. Holy shit. Akane. Akane? Who the hell is Akane? Shut up. Just shut the hell up. Seven and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover's looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. It doesn't matter, they're in my way. Where'd you go? Maybe over here? Akane, can you hear me? Akane, say something! Fuck! Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit. Akane, answer me, Akane! Jumpy? I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course, but I'd heard it so clearly. Like he was right there. Jumpy, I screamed as loud as I could. Akane! Jumpy! That's her, she's there. Then that means... Akane! Akane, you're in the incinerator right now. Yes, I am. How did you know? I couldn't believe he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant. Right, there's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane. I think I get it now. 7 minutes, great. Jumpy, we don't have time. As quick as I could, I told him that I was to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator. Got it. And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all this means. So who the fuck was June in the present, though? I don't understand her presence there. Was that, like, a memory? But how come she was interacting with other people? Or was she? Did she ever interact with the others? I don't know. I fully understand what all this means. I know why the honorary games were held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is 0. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Karashiki. So Akane is 0? I must save her no matter what. I don't understand this at all, really, but still. Incineration will begin in... 6 minutes. The voice reminded me how much time I had left. Jumpy? Can we stop talking and give me more time on the puzzle, please? Yeah, no, just hang on, alright? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die, I promise. So don't worry, alright? Just give me a few minutes, okay? Okay, my voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was fucking thirsty suddenly. Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out my way. Hey, what the you... Just trust me, okay? Sorry, ladies, I don't mean to snap, but there's a lot more stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So we just need to switch these out. Starting at... isn't going to accomplish anything. I just have to think of something. Let's just fucking go. You do this on my own. With my own mind. I'm going to solve this problem. Here we go. The last puzzle, I'm guessing. When I press hint, numbers appear in the empty spots on the grid. They're all single digits. I get the feeling these numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. But this square at the bottom, why does it stay blank when I press hint? I have no idea what this is. I can't save either, so... I mean... I have no idea what to do, but hopefully this will work out. Alright, so a bunch of you throughout this playthrough have been telling me that this was a Sudoku, by the way, which is why I thought it was a Sudoku. They're like, bet you get your Sudoku hat on for the last puzzle, Minx. This isn't a Sudoku. They changed it completely for the PC release, so it's completely different. Which is interesting. But basically, it's like, I think, well, I know the puzzle's based around digital roots, and you have to spell different thing. You have to spell password across the bottom of the screen is the general goal here. So you know, I've had to cheat, if I'm honest with you guys, because I couldn't understand this on a fundamental level, even though it's actually fairly simple. Now I look at how much needed to be changed. You spell password. Success. Now it says, please enter password. I have no idea what the password is. That's the one problem. The password, guys, is 9. Yes, that's it. Akane, did you get it? Yes, I did. I solved it. I mean, you really solved it for me, but I copied everything you did. I just have to press enter. And what the hell are you waiting for? Push it! Okay, I will. I hit the enter key. Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system's been disabled. I still don't understand about Akane in the past, you know? Jumpy. It worked, it worked. The incinerator shut down, it worked. Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were very different sort of tears. I wonder if any of accomplishment and relief flooded through my body. At the same time, what strength I had left disappeared and I collapsed to the floor. For a while I just lay there, laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst. God, she really fucking loves him. Phew, I can't quite believe I did that, but I'm so glad. So glad! I feel like my heart's on fire. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of shit. I need to tell Akane. Akane, sorry, but things are really busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay? Of course, that's fine. I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then looked over at the corner of the floor. There were 2 bracelets Hongo had left behind. So she escapes in the past, and now she's alive now, so... Now, while Seven and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me, not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys. Junpei, are you... okay? Ah, shut it. Right, okay, so maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So if I hadn't pressed the enter key yet. Alright, nothing holding me back now. Here goes. What? 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 It doesn't sound like it's stopping. What the shit? Why isn't it stopping? Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again! Okay, it's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell's going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect! So where the fuck isn't this thing stopping? Incineration will begin in 60 seconds. Wait, of course. So what numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean? Snake, Clover, me, 7, and Lotus. Then, door 9. Now that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number. It's hidden, but an exit can be found. So you go out to the door that... Holy shit, of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red and... Run, guys, right to the door, run! Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, don't have much time. And I hope they can trust me on this one or we are fucked. Alright, no time to explain, just go. Quick, verify your numbers on the red. Verify. Oh.
Who got combination?
All of us. We need to verify. Away. You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it. Hurry, 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 hurry. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7. Central gate is opened. Incineration system has been disabled. Oh, thank fucking Christ. No time to be happy. Time to go. We got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go. Come on, guys. Get move it. Okay, they're all through. Move it, Junpei. Just in time. Where's the dead? Where's the dead? And there goes the door. But don't calm down yet. You're not done. We've still got to find the dead. We did it. Shit! Looks like we made it, huh? Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Look, Cloverfield's totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but... Akane, can you hear me, Akane? I want to tell her we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing. The door opened. Standing in front of me was my brother. Akane! I cried his name even though my voice was almost gone from screaming and leapt into his arms. They survive. I buried my face in his chest and cried again. I cried and cried. The steady thump of my heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost done like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what had seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay in his arms forever. But I couldn't. The moment I'd passed down the door, my bracelet had begun to count down to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me a moment to get to it and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. Took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective who'd called 7 in 9 years and the blind boy were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open. Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again. Oh, he was right. It was time to get moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. By the way, fucking save that shit. Time for more running, but if they can get out of here, no wonder they're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. I can't wait to breathe real air again. Hi, 7 talking? Hey, Jubby, I gotta ask you something. What's up? The door, the one with the 9 on it, why'd it open? Yeah, all 5 of us to verify the numbers on the red. That's they made 8. It shouldn't have opened. It's not like you, Latus. I thought you would have figured it out already. Oh, wait. Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases. Yeah, there are 2 numbers in base 2. 0 and 1. How about base 10? That goes from 0 to 9, right? That's the wrong voice, whatever. That's how about base 16? 0F. I'm so confused, by the way. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. A, B, C, D, E. You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10. Okay. So what about it? You don't get it? What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27? And base 27? Yeah. The numerical digits are the same. So I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16, so the fucking stuff that I never understood the entire thing, hexadecimals. Yeah, and what comes after that? Q, which is 26. And the Q was on that door, not a 9. And what does that mean? That there wasn't a 9 on the door. It was a Q, a fucking lowercase q. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess to put it another way, you could say it was 9 in base 10, but Q in base 27. Time for more running.
God, my thighs are killing me. I swear any moment now I'm going to tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell of my body's dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are going to burst. Maybe just a short rest. I can't stop. Don't have time. Come on, legs. There can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run like a bullet down a rifled barrel. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally! Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together, we're almost there. Alright, I'm gonna open it. We're finally here! Please do. Sure, you look like... I bet they're not on the gigantic, by the way. I bet they're on the replica. Sure, you look like a big, heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open now. Something bad's gonna happen. I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Aoi's. He gave me a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. Not only because my brother and I were back together again. Thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us had been kidnapped.
The gigantic sunk. There's no way that was the gigantic, you see.
We were finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed across the ocean, and then it was gone. It's over, Aoi whispered. Yeah, it was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years.
This is so weird. I still don't understand her presence in the thing at all. I don't get it. Like, other people interact with her, surely, right?
Yes, finally, air. Gah, damn, this sun is bright. Can barely see anything. Gotta admit, this doesn't look quite like, wait. No way. You gotta be shitting me. It can't be. This is...
They're in Nevada. They're in Building Q.
This is building in Nevada desert. The My Experiment building. Oh my god, this whole thing we're in Building Q. Sure enough, that's a desert out there with mountains all around it. Hello there, son. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I think I've been so happy to see a sunrise. Did I just hear something fall? Or the bracelets. Right, our bracelets. I guess I never really got a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just like a little electronic chip, like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Figures. Akane. Jumpy.
So Zero didn't want to kill them at all. He only wanted to kill, or she only wanted to kill the 4 people responsible for her death in the past. Huh. Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing a voice in the wind. And that is 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. And that is, assuming there's nothing after the credits, which there might be, we'll see. That's all you're going to see of it from me in terms of the endings. I did do 3 endings there in this playthrough. Got the true ending. We will be playing Virtue's Last Reward, which features certainly characters that were featured in this one. Interesting situation, hopefully. I don't know anything about Virtue's Last Reward. I know Clover's in it. I know that our weird ice pharaoh Alice, or All Ice, or whatever you want to call her, is in it as well, I believe. And Zero looks very different in the second game too. Very much a Monokuma vibe. So we'll see how things go. Probably won't play it straight away. Probably maybe play like a little something in between, but it'll be starting, I would say, within like a week or so. I'll start on the second game, and then we'll go into Zero Time Dilemma after Virtue's Last Reward and all that kind of stuff. So huge amount of stuff to play, but we'll get through it all. I've really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. I will say I don't like the presence of June on the boat with them. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. Can you look back and see that she wasn't there? Did anyone actually address her? Or, I don't really know, like, I don't get it. Did when that happened, like, I don't know. I don't really understand the whole June thing. I don't get it at all. But regardless, I liked it. It was a good conclusion. There were some good twists, some good, like, turny, twisty, twiddly bits. It's good. It's good. It's got good writing. And I'd definitely give it. I give it an 8 out of 10. I think I enjoy the Danganronpa games more, but as the first one of these type of games, like by this company, I think this is a really good first game. I really liked it. So yeah. Oh, more? Yeah, there's more. Are you okay? Come on, that's nothing. Really? Yeah. You don't look okay. It was just before the end of elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill looking down at the town as the sun slowly set. How does it look then? He was half serious and half joking. Thought about it for a minute first. Well, let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing. What does that even mean? Junpei grinned and... Ow! See, I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy. Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something. Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing had a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building. Keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was present, you know? Anyway, we jumped in. And now here we are, screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are squeezed into the back seat here. Still can't believe we let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun! This is so awesome. Driving is so great when there's nothing around and there's no speed limit.
Hey, Clover, watch out for those bumps, alright? This car jumps even a little and I think I'm going to get crushed to death. Hey, shut it. I can't hear if I'm big, right? Suck it up. Why don't you just drive, Seven? I'm a cop. I ain't got to break the law.
He doesn't have an international license.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat. Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up. And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down the road ahead of us. Yeah, I saw some fresh tar tracks going out. Okay, so June was with them, but then she left through the door. She left through the door with her brother. I'm so confused. I missed that point. I missed it. I didn't get it. I'm sorry if I acted confused, but if that's the case, then I guess she was there. But how was she there if she was dead? Because she wasn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. There's no doubt about it. Then we got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh shit. God damn, she doesn't have to drive so fast. I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. I'm sure throwing up a lot of dust. It's a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high school students. They'd been hiding in the bushes in the back of one of the kills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. Jesus. The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them, furious. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could. Help me, officers, please. You have to come with me. The policemen and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Jumpy sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps. You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me? I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out. Yeah, I guess I could have, but... Then why didn't you? I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good. Because of what they were doing to the kitty? Yeah, that too, but I think they're the ones behind those murders on our first semester, remember? Oh, you mean the bunnies? Yeah, the bunnies. He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it to the wind. They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. Then they said they did the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive him for that, so I... Yeah, there's still some stuff I don't get. Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do. Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas? Why don't you ask him yourself? Well, yeah, I guess I could. He's still in the trunk, I assume. Yeah, he is. Oh, he's in the trunk of this car, so Ace survives as well. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just look empty, no emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore. Hey, were you listening to us? Go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Let's get the tape off your mouth. Come on, I know you were. Answer me. You could at least look at me when you talk, man. I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. Thought if I Could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, that perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, could understand how they were processing the expressions of others. That's it? If you want to put it that simply. But if you're looking for a more philosophical answer, I can simplify that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness. I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on. I'm really glad you did that.
Alright, so what's your second question?
You said there was some things you didn't get, didn't you? Well, somebody's a little nosy. My next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. That's for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that? Well, see, 9 years ago I escaped from the Gigantic. I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up. During the course of my investigation, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Gordain and Alice. You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature? Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll talk to you, but you gotta behave. What? Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but a root of a particular plant. My research determined it was a member of the genus Mandragora of the family Silencia. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Soparil. Creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly. This is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Here, this is for you.
What's this? This is a for you doll. His name is Junpei.
Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm. Jumpy, are you sure it's a for you doll?
Yeah, the lady at the shop said so. That means it's for you, right?
You sure it's not a voodoo doll?
What? That's... oh, man. Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right? Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea, then.
Why are you giving me this anyway? It seems really sudden.
Well, you know, how after June we aren't going to see each other so much. I mean, we're going to be in different schools, and I just thought I'd, you know,
Okay, well, how about we call it June, then?
Okay. So I wanted to give you this.
He sounded like some sort of nervous tribal chief in a bad movie. Yes, I, head of the tribe. This doll, traditional charm of tribe.
I don't get this bit at all.
So I give this. It's me, so we always together. Oh, Jumpy.
Something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take it. I reached my hand and picked up the doll gently.
Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell onto June's tiny yarn body.
Oh, Jumpy, I'll never forget you. I promise.
Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down towards the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in warm light of evening. Just the two of us leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened and one by one the lights of the town began to flicker on. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic. But she's still alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then... how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense, he's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Maybe that's not it at all. There's one other logical explanation. What you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. Okay, so this makes sense now.
Hey, look over there. There's something next to the road.
Huh? What? So, just to recap. So, this all makes perfect sense now. I think. That's fucking Alice? What the fuck? The burning gaze in the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on the shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and a thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. the end. And that's going to lead into Virtue's Last Reward. Holy fucking shit, that was awesome! So, June was there because she somehow escaped the room. No, but... Wait, I don't understand. No, she can't have... Did he lie? I don't get it. Regardless, it kind of makes sense, and that even clarified more than when I thought the game was ending previously. So I'm going to give that up the score to a 9 out of 10 for actual ending consistency there, and a great lead-in, hopefully, to Virtue's Last Reward. Thank you very much, and we're done with 999. Those of you stuck through the whole playthrough, it's pretty impressive, to be honest with you, so thank you very much for being awesome. And that is that. See you really soon, and bye for now, guys. Bye for now. As you can see, by the way, I didn't get all the endings, and you didn't see all the paths from me, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't see these. This one here. But there's 2 death endings that I didn't get, but, fuck that. See you later, guys. Bye.